So I think there are many cases where telling people that it's okay to eat meat is more beneficial for animals than telling them that it's not. The first example I'll give is something like, let's say a vegan's having a debate with a non-vegan. And the vegan asks the non-vegan, what's your best argument for why we should be able to make animals suffer to eat them? And their reaction is, we need to eat meat to stay healthy. Now, our reaction back to them might be pointing out sites and sources for why we don't. We can find all kinds of things. Dr. Michael Greger and Nutrition Facts, all the various different places where it can show you can be a healthy person that is not eating animals. And they'll say, oh, I've looked it up and I just don't think so. I need omegas from fish, and you can tell them about algae supplements, but they don't buy it. They don't think it's as good. Or somebody that is doing like an all meat diet because it's cured their ailments, like Michaela Peterson or Jordan Peterson. You can have various different people where you won't be able to get past that point. So if when they say that you need it to be healthy and you say you don't, if you just tell them you're wrong and either go vegan or that's it, or there's nothing else to tell them, that person hasn't changed at all. There's nothing that has come from that other than you trying to push this idea down their throats. Now, the idea is good. I'm vegan. I'm 100% vegan. I think we should not eat animals. But if instead you said to that person, okay, so you think you need to eat meat to be healthy. What meats do you need to be healthy? And the debate can go that route. Instead of shutting down that element and trying to get them to accept your studies and science you found, you ask them for what their take is on it. And your average person will say something like this, probably, I'm guessing. Nobody ever lets it go this direction, but this is the direction it should go. Your average person will say something to the effect of grass-fed, hormone-free beef, something like this. And then you're all like, okay, so what else? And then they say fish. Maybe they think all fish is equal, and so any fish is fine. Okay. And then you say, okay, is that it? If you have those two, is that fine? And let's imagine they say that. Well, let's imagine they don't actually. Okay, let's also say that they say hormone-free chicken is another thing. So you got hormone-free chicken, grass-fed hormone-free beef, and fish. And then they say that they think a mixture of those things, and then let's say they also say eggs. And eggs are necessary to be healthy. Then you can say, okay, will you agree that chicken nuggets are not healthy because they're deep fried in unhealthy oils? And then they're likely going to say, yes, that's unhealthy. How about like a greasy burger? You got this bun that's made out of white flour and all this processed garbage. And then hopefully they'll say, yeah, that's not good for you. Hot dogs, it's all this processed garbage. And hopefully they'll go, hot dogs are not good for you. Then you can say, okay, so here's my thought. If you are a person that doesn't want to harm animals unnecessarily, and you can throw out this other example of, if you just punch a cow in the face, is that fine? If you're not going to, it's just for fun. Most sane people will say, no, you cannot punch a cow in the face just for fun. So if you're going to kill animals, there has to be a good reason. And so these people will say there's a good reason because the health side of it. So I think these people should also reasonably accept that if they're admitting that eating hot dogs and chicken nuggets and other processed meats like that are unhealthy, that if they consume those, they are contributing to harm for not a good reason. And if you could convince those people to at least make the claim that they're from that point on only going to eat hormone-free chicken and hormone-free grass-fed beef and different fish, then if they truly stick to that, even though that's not vegan and we will look at that as bad, if you get 1,000 people to stick to that, then that's 1,000 cases of all these other treatments. First of all, that eliminates all factory farming. If they are truly going to go for hormone-free stuff, that's not factory farming. So now we have it down to free-range chickens and cows. And then also, I guess an element that you could add on is you could see if they think it's reasonable to cut down on meat. So not only are they doing these specific kinds, but now they're going to do maybe half the amount. Now, if that's the case, if you get them to say that, and they stick to it, then let's say, I don't know, your average person probably contributes to the death of 50 to maybe a couple hundred animals a year. I don't know. If it's a chicken, then if somebody eats a lot of chicken, then they probably kill about a chicken every 3 days. They probably kill a chicken every 3 days. A cow, if somebody was eating the meat of a cow, one person, I don't know how long that take. What would that be a cow in 2 months? I don't know. But anyways, if you contribute to the death of 50 to 200 animals every year, and somebody cuts that in half, and so I don't know what the average is, but imagine cutting that in half. Any amount is good. If you convince 100 people to kill one less animal every year, that's 100 less animals dead. So you haven't created a vegan, but you created somebody with this idea in their head. They're starting to think about it now. They're starting to go, I don't want to punch a cow in the face, so I don't want to eat a hot dog. But I think I need this steak or this healthy beef or whatever to be healthy. So I'm going to do this because I care about myself more than the animals, but I care about their well-being more than just taste buds. If you can convince a wild amount of people to care more about animals than their own taste buds, but to also happen to eat meat because they think they need it to be healthy and they care more about their health than the animals, that's amazing. We should do that.